Hi friends, so in today's video I'm going to show you how you can easily create a Sudoku book and sell it on Amazon in a really simple and easy way. Alright, so let's get right into it. So the kind of Sudoku book I want to try and make today is a book like this. So this is a Sudoku book that has 1000 Sudoku puzzles in it. And the reason I'm choosing this one is because this book is currently selling about 7,000 copies every single month. So we can see that they have a bestseller rank of 560 out of all of the books on Amazon.com. So they're doing really well. And at a price of $6.99, they're currently making about $1.10 for every single sale. So they're making over $7,000 every single month with just this book. Obviously, with the royalty changes coming in July, that might be less unless they change their prices. But even at that point, they would still be making multiple thousands of dollars every single month. All right, so let's take a look to see what kind of book interior they have. So we can see they have 1,000, but I want to know how many Sudoku puzzles they have on every single page. So we can check that in the video or even in some screenshots. Okay, so here we can see that they have 9 puzzles per page. So then we'll do the same exact thing. And we can see that there's no fancy design. It is just the Sudokus laid out. And then in the back of the book, they most likely have the solutions, which is common. All right, so to create this, we'll go to selfpublishingtitans.com. That's our website, and currently there's a 50% special in our new puzzle tools. We now have over 50 different puzzle and activity tools that you can make. So here you can see all the ones that we have. It is really a lot. Mazes, Sudokus, word search, puzzles, we have writing games, math games, all sorts of things. You can preview and check them out for free, obviously. All right, so for this example, we're obviously making Sudoku, so we'll go ahead and find that quickly. Okay, so we can go ahead and click on the Sudoku. And in here, you'll see this is very easy to use, very user-friendly. So here, we can choose what kind of difficulty we want to have. And I can show you what that looks like by clicking on Generate Sample. So this would be very easy. And then here we can see the board and the solution to each of the puzzles. So since we're making this book right here, this is for adults. So we're going to make it a little bit more difficult. So we can click on medium for now, just for this example. And then the great thing about our tool is you can choose between different fonts, and you can also upload your own font if you wanted to. And then we also have multiple Sudoku sizes. So you can make them for kids, for seniors, for adults, any age group. Let me just quickly show you. So here we can see this one is 4x4. You can also make one 6x6. And then 9x9 is obviously the most common one and the normal size. And then we also have extra large, 16x16. So for this example, we're just going to use that. And then you can also choose to have rounded corners, just make it look a little bit more premium if you wanted to, or if you like that style. And then the other cool thing is, if you wanted to, you can also turn it into letters instead of numbers. You can also have that lowercase. This is just a new twist to Sudoku that we created. And then also to make this really fun, you can have different icons and clip art. So this is just really fun ways of making Sudoku just special and different. And these days with Amazon KDP, if you really want to get sales, you obviously want to create high quality books and you want to try and stand out. So with all of our puzzle tools that we have, we always try to make unique twists and settings for it so you can really make the best puzzles possible and be better than your competition. We're always updating our puzzle tools pretty much on a weekly basis, and any wishes users have for upgrades or feature additions for specific tools that they purchased, we always do. So we're really active with our community. Okay, and then here you can also just change this font size if you wanted to. So you can make it any size that you want to. For now, we'll leave it on 13. And then the last thing here is just choosing how many you want to create. So just for this example, we'll do 1,000 and then click on Generate Collection. And you can see most puzzle tools of ours are really fast, and it'll just take a moment to load while it's creating the 1,000 puzzles. Here you can preview some of them, but then here is the important part. So in this field right here, you can download them. You can download both the problems and the solution boards, and then you can create the puzzle book in Canva or any other bookmaking tool that you like. But if you want to try out our bookmaking, page making tool, then you can do that. And I'll quickly show you how to do that. This is also very easy to use, very intuitive. So here you choose the page sizes that you want to use. So this competitor had a book size of 8.5 by 11. So we'll do the same thing. Select 8.5 by 11, and then we click on the next button. And then here you have a word page. So here you can create instructions or some welcome page or anything like that, whatever you want to. but we'll leave that blank for now just for the simplicity of this example. Then here you'll see the problems and then here the solutions. So for now, we're just gonna click continue. And then obviously here you can also preview every single page. And the reason this changes is because of obviously some pages on the left side of the book, some pages on the right side of the book, and you need a little bit more space on the inside so it doesn't get covered by the book binding. All right, so here we'll click next, and then here is where you can do all sorts of customizations. And whatever you want to customize, you just click on the left here, and then you will see the preview here, and then the settings for each of these items. If you wanted to, you can also create a book with Sudokus and word search. You can put them all together in one. That is also possible. So here you can choose between bleed and no bleed. We'll just leave that as is. If you wanted to have a fancy border around the pages to make it more customized and unique or themed, you can do that. You can upload your own icons. And then you can choose how big you want them and where you want them. But for this example, since the competitor we looked at has just plain pages, we'll just replicate that. So here you can choose how big you want the numbers to be. So these are obviously numbered so the person can find the solution in the back matching the puzzle that they're working on in case they need a little bit of help or double checking something. So for now, we'll just put that on 25. And then here you can change the position of the number. So we'll go ahead and leave that all the way on the left. Here you can choose to move it up and down. Then next you can choose how many boards per column. So in the example here, we can see that they had 9 per page. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing. So we need to add one more row. So now we also have 9, and then sometimes depending on what you add, you just need to readjust the position of the numbers. So we'll give it a little bit more space. So that's looking pretty good. And then you can just keep adjusting it until you're happy, obviously. And then one cool thing we also have added is if you want to show what the difficulty level is, you can do that. But for now, we'll just leave that blank. And then here you can see all of the page layouts. So now we've done the boards, and we can also do something with all the solution puzzles that will be in the back of the book. So for solutions, you can usually add more than you did for the problems pages since they don't need to be as large. So we'll go ahead and make that a little bit bigger. So for now, we'll do 4 and then maybe like that. But it's also not uncommon to see it in Sudoku books where they put even more. Something like that. Obviously, the more you put, the less pages you have. And with Amazon KDP, if you want to make money, you also need to consider how many pages you want to have. Because the more pages you have, the less profits you'll make. So for this example, we'll just keep it a little bit more clean looking. So we'll do 16 per page, and then we'll click on next. And then now you're basically done. So you click on the go to download page, and then here, you're going to see the book that you created. You can see it's 176 pages, so it's a little bit more than a competitor. So I guess he had a lot more on the solution page, but this is just the example to show you how simple and easy it is to make a Sudoku book. All right, so now you have the book here, and all you need to do is click on print, download PDF, and then you'll have your PDF ready to upload to Amazon. So I hope you found this video useful. If you want to check it out, go to selfpublishingtitans.com. And make sure to check out our special. Let me quickly show you. So we just released 21 new puzzle activity tools, which you can see here. And then here's our different bundles. So you can buy it lifetime. It's only a one-time payment, and then you can use it for life. Or we also have a subscription option. And if you want access to the puzzle tools, then you would need to get the Titans Pro Max or the Titans Supreme. All right, so check it out. I hope this was useful to you, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye.